Okay, I got 5 days till I head out on my John Muir trail hike, and I'm going to go through my gear. Kind of swapped back and forth between a few things, but I finalized my stuff. I know what I'm going to bring, and I'm going to go through it. Okay, so this is the pack that I'm taking. It's the Osprey Aether 85. It's a decent pack. It's a tank. Comes in at about 5 pounds, so definitely too heavy, but it's all I got right now as far as trying to get an ultralight pack. I just don't have time to switch them out. I checked a couple of them, and once I got my load in there, they just weren't comfortable. This pack is comfortable. I took it on the Grand Canyon, so definitely like it, and I'm just going to put up with the extra 3 pounds. It's got a bottom compartment down here for a tent, sleeping bag, or whatever you want to put on the bottom. It's got a great mesh pocket here that, or a sliding pocket that you can put your tent poles in, or your trek poles when they're collapsed. And then it's got a kind of a cap that's got a pocket on it in the back that you can put stuff that you're going to access real quick on. Oops, sorry about that. There you go. And then I'm going to line it with a trash compactor bag to keep all of my stuff on the inside dry if I have to do a creek crossing or something like that. Okay, just going to go through my gear. Starting here on the end, got my Black Diamond Ergo Grip trekking poles. They're collapsed right now. It's great. They collapse. I can throw them in the back of my backpack when I'm not using them, which will be like kind of flat Lyle Canyon, maybe coming down some of the passes. I've got my North Face down jacket here. It's pretty heavy. Comes in at a pound. There are lighter ones, but they're a little pricey. So I'm going to just go with that one. Got a long sleeve base layer shirt with a hood on it actually. This one also gives me UV protection during the day, so it serves a double purpose. Got an extra pair of my Injinji sock liners, great for preventing blisters and hot spots, and an extra pair of Darn Tough socks. I've got some shorts. I'm going to bring one extra pair of Ex Officio boxer briefs. These are great if you're backpacking or hiking. They're super comfortable, and they keep you dry. And then I've got my towel here that I'm going to bring. This is an extra item. I could dump this, but I think I'm going to need it with all the creek crossings that I'm going to be doing. Same thing with this. These are my nano spikes. They're coming in at 11-12 ounces, I think. They're actually pretty heavy, but I think I'm going to need them. I just read there's 100% snow on the north side of Donahue Pass. Got a beanie and some thermal long johns, some warm gloves. I'm bringing some latex gloves just for if it rains to kind of keep my hands dry. And then I've got my poncho. I'm going with the poncho instead of rain gear. This thing covers my body, my head, and my pack, and comes down to about knee height. So it'll really keep a lot of the water off me if it starts to rain, which it probably will in the afternoons on some of the days. And then I'm bringing my snow baskets for my trek poles because, as I mentioned, of all the snow that might be left on the north side of the passes. Going through my kitchen, got my spork, little knife, and a washcloth to kind of clean the pots and stuff. Another, maybe an extra item, but I think I'm going to need it. I'm also going to use it as a pot holder on my stove setup, which I'll go over in a second. Going with the Sawyer filter here. This thing's pretty quick. Comes in with a couple bags. It's less than the Platypus gravity filter system, which actually was pretty heavy. It was pushing a pound, I think. And so I swapped it out for this one just to go a little lighter. Going with my BRS ultralight camp stove. This thing comes in at 0.9 ounces. That's 9/10 of an ounce. And highly rated. I got my Tokes pot and my fuels inside with some matches. And I'm going to bring this cold soak pot. I can use this if I have any meals, which I do, when I want to prepare my meals that only need cold water or just water. I'm not going with my Platypus bladder on my Osprey bag. I'm going to go with the Smart bottles. Probably only go with maybe this one filled up, and then fill these up when I'm getting close to camp to cook with. A lot of water on the trail, a lot of spots to filter water and get more water. So I actually don't need to carry much water with me. All right, I'm kind of going through some of this stuff down here. I've got my trail toes. This stuff is awesome. This, along with my Luco tape and my scissors, awesome for preventing blisters and hot spots, works great. Got my camera bracket and my stick pick here. This turns my trek pole into a selfie stick. This is actually pretty light. This whole setup here is maybe an ounce. And then I've got a little tripod that I got on Amazon. This thing comes in at about 3 ounces. Going with this little mini headlamp. Actually fits right on my cap. The Thor Fire. Got it also on Amazon, and way lighter than my Black Diamond headlamp, which is super bright, but it's heavy. Got some of my electronics, more electronics gear. I'm bringing one little set of headphones for when I want to maybe edit or post some videos. Got my phone charger and my battery brick with its charger. This thing will charge my phone about 4.5 times. It's heavy, 11-12 ounces, but I'll need it on the second half of the hike after I pass Muir Chill Ranch and I don't have anywhere to charge up my phone. Got my ass pad so I don't have to sit on the dirt, of course. And down here, back in the front, I've got a head net for mosquitoes. I hear they're really bad right now. And I've got some repellent. I sent myself some more repellent. So if I run out here, which I probably will if they're as bad as I hear, I'll be able to pick some up at Reds Meadow and again at Muir Chill Ranch. Got my toiletries kit, first aid kit, bathroom kit, super important, toilet paper and hand sanitizer, and I'll use a stick or whatever to dig a hole, so I'm not bringing the deuce of spades, if those of you watching this know what that is. Pillow, and this over here, let's do this one first. This is my sleeping pad, the Q-Core SLX. I actually did just pick this up. It's 4.5 inches. It's a ½ inch thicker than the one I have, and it weighs a pound less. So I knocked a pound out here. Obviously, going through my stuff, you can see I can knock some weight out in some other spots, but that was a big help. And then I'm bringing this survival blanket just for heat if it gets cold. It's getting down below freezing at night in the Sierras. I'm hearing down sub 30 temperatures. So this with this and my EE quilt, which is a 20-degree quilt, and my extra clothes, I'll be able to stay warm at night, no problem. This actually is great. This is a 20-degree bag. It's actually a quilt, not a bag. And I can't remember the exact weight, just over a pound, and it compresses down really well. So this is a great piece of equipment. Got my tent here and my spikes, my footprint and my tent poles, and that all comes in at 4 pounds. So that's another spot I could probably dump some weight. I can get a new tent, and then instead of using tent poles, I'll use my Trek poles as my tent poles, and that saves a lot of weight as well. So all of this with the Bear Vault that you saw in my food video all comes in at a base weight of 25 pounds. So that's pack, clothes, electronics, tent, kitchen, all that, 25 pounds. And so that's pretty good. I know I could dump about 8 pounds out of that just based on swapping some stuff out, but it was a little last minute and I just didn't want to do that. So that's it for my gear, and my next video should come from somewhere on the trail.